Alright guys, story time. I've been trying to tell this story all the way home, but I've had to delete the video like 30 times because I say one wrong word or somebody's name or a location, so I had to stop and do it again. So anyway, let's try it again. The story by 30 years ago. Me and a friend of mine, we were at a bar, and we were, of course I don't drink, he was drinking, and we got ready to leave the bar, and he didn't appear drunk, or I'd never let him leave. So he seemed okay. So he jumped in his, his Ford extended cab 4x4, and I jumped in my little Ford F-150 short bed, and we went along our way. Well, I went up to the gas station to get gas, and he went home. And we had Nextels at the time. Y'all remember those old Nextels? That tells you how long ago it was. A long time. So I heard my Nextel go beep beep. So I reached in the truck. I heard his voice. I instantly knew something was wrong. Just knew it. And he said he had ran over something. And I was like, great. He hadn't been gone 5 minutes. So I didn't even get gas. I hung up the nozzle, jumped in the truck, struck out. Went down, turned this little back country road, went around a curve, and there he sat, 4 ways on the side of the road. So I pull up behind him, get out, and as soon as I get out of the truck, I see something in the road, but I couldn't tell what it was. See stuff everywhere in the road. And so I go and check on him. Now he's visibly drunk. Like, he's drunk. It hit him hard. But he's okay. And so ask him what he hit. He don't know. So I walk to the front of the truck, and I see the driver's side headlights still on, shining bright. And but it's bright. I can't really see nothing, So I kind of lean over. His driver's side tires was on the road, and his passenger side was not in the ditch, but off the road. So I lean over and look, like trying to look, see where, what happened. And kind of my eyes kind of focus, and I see there is no grill in the truck no more. There's no passenger side headlight, no passenger side fender, no passenger side wheel and tire. So he hit something hard. So I told him, I said, you hit something hard. So I start looking at the road, and there's brick, red brick everywhere. And I said, man, you hit something like a brick column or something, So I said, we got to get you out of the road quick because we're not far outside the city. And so I hook a chain to him, snatch him out of that ditch. It's only got 3 wheels and tires on this truck now. I snatch him and snatch him. I remember going up his driveway, don't know whose driveway it was, snatching this truck, trying to get it spun around the road. And the roads are wet. It had been raining earlier, so the roads were wet. I finally get that big ass Ford extended cab 4x4 spun around the road. I tell him, I'm dead on empty. I'm out of gas. Imagine that, right? Anyway, I'm dead on empty. So I finally get his truck spun around the road. I drag him about a mile back down the end of the road. There's a parking lot there. I pull his truck off in there. I said, I gotta get gas. I'm about to run out of gas any second. So he jumps in the truck with me. We run up there and grab gas, come back down there, and we debate what we're going to do. I said, we leave the truck here, it's going to be bad. So I told him, I said, let me try to drag it home, So to his house, 20 miles. Out of one city, through another city. I was like, we're young and dumb, man. So I jump in my truck, hook a chain to his truck. I struck out, and his truck didn't even run. And I drug that truck, 3 wheels and tires. I drug that truck through those hills and curves. And remember, the roads are wet. Every time I start to go up a hill, I'm spinning. And I just floor that old Ford truck. It is just eating the tires off of it. And believe it or not, I drug him all the way home. I couldn't believe it. Drug him in the driveway, pulled him in the back of the house. His mom comes outside. She's pissed. And he's drunk. She's pissed. I told her I ain't got no dog in this fight, and I'm going home. So I leave. Next day I wake up and go to work. Well, they call me and say that they drug the truck out of the backyard, put it in the driveway, and was looking at it. And I told them that was crazy because if somebody drives by and sees it, I said it just wasn't a good idea. So when I got off work, I made a beeline and went back out there. Sure enough, they had parked it in the driveway. So got there, we was all looking at it, trying to look at all the damage and everything done on it. And I said, you know, I didn't like where it was parked in the driveway, but what do I do, you know? So we're sitting there. I look up, and a county mountie cop car pulls in the driveway. My heart sank. I said, oh my God, we're going to jail. And he pulls in, and he pulls up there. Well, this cop, I bet you he was every bit of 300 plus pounds. Big old boy. So he pulls up. Well, Mama Bear, she's an attractive lady. She said, watch this. She said, I got this. So we were sitting there like, oh shit, like we're going to jail, man. Like this is not good. So Mama Bear walks down the driveway, about 50 yards out in the driveway, walks up to that cop car, and that cop says there was 2 brick columns that were hit down here in the city. 2 brick columns that were hit down here in the city, and he said we followed the scrape marks in the road and they kind of disappeared in this area. He's like, and I seen that Ford truck wrecked in your driveway and thought I'd check it out. As she's sitting there talking to this cop, I'm at the back of the truck. I got my arm up on the side of the truck. I'm just waiting for him to get out of the car. If he gets out of the car, we're done. And I look to my left and back of the truck, and attached to a piece of brick in the bed of this truck is the numbers for the address to this house. Like 3 or 4 numbers, like chrome or brass, still connected to a piece of brick in the back of this truck. There's brick all over this truck. And I look down at that and think, he gets out of this truck, we're screwed. He's like, how do you deny it? How do you hide this? Mama Bear told him, she said, you believe these idiots were in the backyard cutting donuts and they lost control and hit a tree and totaled that truck out? That cop said, kids will be kids. She said, yep. He put it in reverse and backed out of the driveway and left. I couldn't believe it. I said, that did not just happen. Well, so we said, we got to fix this truck. So we call a local, not really a local, we call it a junkyard. It's pretty doggone good haul. We call it a junkyard that we knew the guy. Told him, hey, we need a whole front clip to like a 95, 96 Ford F-150. He said, I got one here. Ironically, it was the exact same color as this truck, except it had gold at the bottom of the fenders. We didn't care. And this was 25, 30 years ago, guys. That front clip, I think it cost us $2,000 for the whole front clip. To headlights, grill, hood, front clip, bumper, everything. The inside of the fender wells, everything. We went down to the little truck with a little trailer and picked that front clip up, brought it back. We worked out there all night and all day the next day putting that front clip on that truck. And we put a spare tire in that right front, and we got done. We was driving that truck down the road. You couldn't even tell it had been wrecked or nothing. Except for that little gold at the bottom of the fenders, you never know that truck had been wrecked. He drove that truck for years after that. But yeah, you talking about dodging a bullet. Man, that was close. That was, yeah, real close. But Willoughby's is always about, you know, it's always lucky. Too lucky, too long sometimes, man. But yeah, I'll never forget that, man. Crazy, crazy story. Y'all have a good one.